Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we are shopping my stash to pack what I'm taking with me onto upcoming trips that I'm going on. They're really short trips. I don't expect to wear tons and tons of makeup, but I do have a couple of things happening during each of the trips where I know I'm going to want to feel really romantic, really feminine, really beautiful. And so I want to pack some makeup to do that with. Last week, the video that went up on my channel was me creating this small custom palette out of a bunch of singles from my collection. I also picked out the blush I'm going to use, and sort of a big part of my inspiration for this little palette was a dress that I know I'm wearing on both trips, and this is the kind of color of the fabric of the dress. So the blush I picked to basically match exactly to the color of this dress, and then the eyeshadows I chose based on, what I know I love to wear in my collection. So this palette is basically the starting point, the basis for choosing a lot of the rest of my makeup. So I am going to set it over here to the side. It has a mirror on the top, and so I'm just going to cover that up with a towel here so that it's not too much of a glare, but just know that this is part of the inspiration and it will be coming with me on both of the trips. So I'm just going to sort of set it off to the side here so we've got that in the back of our minds as we select the other items here. This is my first time packing from my newly organized collection. So a couple of weeks ago now, you would have seen an entire collection reorganization that I did after I did a full collection declutter. So I'll link both of those down below. The declutter happened first and then I reorganized everything second. And let me tell you, just using this sort of like day to day, my perspective on so much of my makeup has changed dramatically. So go back and watch that video if you want to know sort of part of my motivations of redoing some of my collection. But let me pull out the two bins that are sort of like annex bins. I've got one huge bin of makeup, but then I've got these two bins of makeup as well that are like my color cosmetics. This is really where I'm going to start today. So some face palettes, and then I've got bronzers, blushes, highlighters, and then I've got lips over here as well. So I'm going to finish this color cosmetics section first, and then I will talk through like the complexion, the logistics a little bit more in the next bin of makeup I have. So looking at this, knowing I have one blush chosen already, I am thinking that I probably don't need another one, but it's so hard for me to pass up on a chance to kind of bring a second beautiful blush with me. In particular, I'm thinking this Essence blush here. It's their Satin Touch blush. I don't think they sell this anymore, but it's in the shade Satin Love. It's just such a good, beautiful, neutral shade, and it's much more, I know it looks similar to this one from Ofra, but the Ofra one's much more pigmented, and so this gives me just like a little bit of a lighter cheek look, but I just don't think I need it. Like, I don't think it's a need. They're pretty short trips I'm going on. I'm probably going to do my makeup like 3-4 times maximum over the course of both of these trips. So I think I should just stick to the one blush. And actually, I picked this partially because it has a really beautiful glow to it as well. So I don't know that I need to pick like a powder highlight either. I think all I really need here, honestly, is a bronzer. I think all I really need is this skin bronzing powder from Nabla. This is the bronzer kind of calling my name. It also has sort of a nice subtle glow to it. Not a glow. How do I describe this product? It just isn't flat matte. We'll just put it that way. It's nice and sheer and beautiful, so I think it won't be too much on my cheeks to pair with this much more pigmented blush. So I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna take this Nabla bronzer. And to be honest, that might be it from over here. Let me pick out some lips. You can see like my more glossy lip options are over here along with lip liners. Let me pick some glossy lip options and then think through. I might also want like a full pigment lipstick, one or two. I do see one right off the bat that I know I want to bring. This is the Makeup by Mario Moisture Glow Plumping Lip Serum in the shade Mauve Glow. I mean, like, come on. It's just like the exact right shade to go with the rest of this sort of vibe. So I know I want to bring that one. It's very sheer, very sparkly, really, really beautiful. I also think that I will struggle if I don't bring this taupe shade from Merit. It's their Shade Slick Tinted Lip Oil in the shade Taupe. I just love this. This is like my go-to product. In the summer, I reach for this like more peachy one a lot more often. It's the shade Marrakesh. But in sort of this time of year, this is probably my #1 most used lip product. So I know those look almost the same, but they're not. The Makeup by Mario is much, much, much glossier and has like sparkle shimmer, like actual glitter shimmer in it. And this one doesn't. It's more of like a cream base, and it's very moisturizing, and it's just, they're different, okay? They're different. Not that different, but they are different. So that being said, none of these are really calling my name. I do want a lip liner to go with those two, but I'm gonna wait and pick, I am gonna pick a full kind of pigment lip color here. So I'm considering this little one from Girl Power, or Real Her Cosmetics. It's the shade Girl Power, and it's just a really beautiful mauve. Again, like it would be just a slightly more pinky toned option for these looks. I think that that could be a really good fit. And then another option here is the Ofra Flexi Slick in the shade Slip. This one is also just a really beautiful mauve tone. And I think I'm leaning towards this one. I don't use this a ton. I mean, this is probably one of my least worn lip products, but I love it. So I don't really know why that's the case, but I do use this Real Her Cosmetics lipstick like all the time. And so I think I'm just going to try something new. I'm going to go with the Ofra Flexi Slick. And then that means I need to pick a lip liner that kind of works with all three of those, hopefully here. And I think I'm going to just stick with tried and true for me. I'm going to go with this NYX lip pencil in the shade Nude Pink. It's just really simple. I'll have to sharpen it before I go, but it's really, really nice. It's not too pink. It's not too brown toned. It'll look nice with all of those options. So just to keep things simple for lip liner, we'll stick with that one. So honestly, I think that's it from these two bins. Usually these are the bins where I'm taking like a ton of stuff with me. So I'm pretty proud of this. I think it looks really nice. And I am gonna move over to the big bin next. All right, so some of the big bin is not gonna be relevant. For example, like this corner is my eyeshadow palettes. Obviously I don't need those. I already picked my eyeshadows. This is also sort of an eyeshadow section, but there's some brows and stuff, so we'll look in there together. First things first, I'm just gonna grab something obvious that's jumping out at me. This is the mascara I'm gonna bring. This is the Merit mascara, lengthening mascara in black. So that's the mascara I'd like to have with me for the trip. And then I think I'll do brows here as well while I'm thinking about eyes. So I think I can probably get away with just packing one brow product. And I don't think I need an eyeliner for anything. I have this nice dark brown eyeshadow, so if I need to just define that line a little, I can do it that way. But I think I'm going to bring just my Merit Beauty Brown 1980 in the shade Blonde. It's just so reliable. It fills my brows in really, really nicely without needing a pencil. It's like firm enough hold to keep my brows sort of in place, but it's not like gonna lacquer my brows down. So I think I'm gonna bring that. And then for complexion, this sort of section right here in the middle, I am going to bring only my Bare Minerals Primetime BB Blur. It has some SPF in it, which is nice, you know, if you're putting your makeup on halfway through the day, like in the afternoon, after you already did your SPF in the morning, whatever. It's nice that it just has some added SPF. Also, it's just nice light coverage, you know, it's just perfecting enough that it doesn't look like I'm wearing a lot of makeup. So even on a day when I might not be wearing makeup for all of the stuff I'm doing, it might be nice just to even my complexion out a little bit with this product. So I'm gonna bring that. And then I'm gonna bring a concealer as well for those higher coverage times. And I think I'm going to go with my ColourPop. So I'm just trying to basically use this up, to be honest. It's in the shade Light 40N. It's the ColourPop Pretty Fresh concealer. So that adds a little bit of coverage. I do like this also like all over my face. It's a good enough shade match for me that I can use it to, you know, add coverage, not just on my under eyes. So it's a good product to have when I'm traveling. And I'm not gonna bring a face powder. I just don't think I'm gonna need one for any particular reason. And I just don't wanna take up the space with it. I do need my Milani eyeshadow primer. I don't know about you guys, but as I'm aging, I'm not that old, but as I am, you know, noticing changes in my skin and stuff, if I don't use an eyeshadow primer, my eyeshadow fades and creases like instantly. That wasn't always an issue for me, but it is now. And so it's definitely something I don't want to forget. And I don't think I need to pack any other sort of primer prep sort of products. I just don't think it's necessary for kind of what I'm doing. I might bring this peach corrector though, to be honest with you, because this ColourPop is not the highest coverage concealer. And I think that it might be nice to be able to conceal a little more on my under eyes if I need to. So I think I'm actually going to go ahead on second thought and pack that as well. And I think that's it. So I think if I scoot this out of the way, we can look here at sort of what I ended up with. All right, and sort of as a surprise to no one, it's all very tonal, and the lips and the color cosmetics are taking up a significant part of what I want to pack, but I'm really excited about this little collection of things that I've chosen. So hopefully this was enjoyable for you to watch. Sometimes I think it's fun just to watch people's sort of thought process and think through why they're picking certain products over others for certain purposes. So this is my little travel capsule for these couple of things coming up, and I promise you that after I get back from my trip, I will film a tutorial or a couple of the looks that I did and share them with you from this little palette. So keep an eye out for that as well. I'm really, really excited to use this. It's my first little attempt here at kind of putting something together for travel from my bigger set of eyeshadows. Thank you so, so much for being here. If you are not subscribed yet and you enjoyed this video, I'd really, really love to have you subscribe. And if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up as well. And I will see you next time.